to Miss Marisa's classroom. Today we're going to introduce vocabulary in grade 2. Now remember, strong vocabulary skills are correlated to achievement throughout school. The purpose of vocabulary instruction is to introduce students to new words and to teach them a range of strategies for learning and remembering and incorporating unknown words into their vocabulary. It is also important to incorporate these words into their existing reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So let's get started and let's review on how to introduce vocabulary. Remember that there is a routine card to introduce vocabulary words in open court reading. So today in grade 2, we're on a unit called kindness. So we're going to actually read The Elves and the Shoemaker, and we're going to be discussing how do the elves show kindness and kind of connect it to our theme or to our unit. I'm going to talk about 2 vocabulary words today so we can really understand the story clearly, everybody. First of all, this is a really tough word, and I have a feeling it's not going to be too tough for you once we explain it. Miss Russo's writing right up here the word amazement. Can everybody say that with me? Amazement. Now let me give you a definition of amazement. Amazement is something that surprises you. Okay, so it's an amazement, something that really surprises you. Let me give you a sentence and see if this makes sense with you. I'm in amazement of how well all of you can read. I'm amazed by it. I'm in amazement, boys and girls. I can't believe you can read so well. There's no way I could read as well as you did in 2nd grade. Does that make sense, everybody? Does anybody want to give me a sentence? And then you can ask for a sentence from a student and extend that vocabulary. Another word we're going to see today in our reading selection is the word usual. Say it with me, everybody. Usual. Let me tell you what usual means, actually. It means when something happens frequently or often. So let me give you an example, everybody. It's usual for them, my neighbors, to eat dinner at 6 o'clock in the evening. That's usual for them, okay? What's usual for you? Do me a favor and whisper in your neighbor's ear something that's usual for you, okay? So here's some examples of how to extend vocabulary and have them practice the vocabulary words. Now, we are going to set a purpose for reading and actually find out how do the elves show kindness, because our unit is kindness. Let's get ready to read our wonderful selection. We have some essential questions before we read. I want you to be thinking about, everybody. Is it better to give kindness or to receive kindness? Think about this as we read. And one more essential question for today is, how does being kind make you feel? How does being kind make you feel? Here we go, everybody. The Elves and the Shoemaker by Brothers Grimm, and it's retold by Emily Greggs. So she's retelling the story for us. Here we go. Once upon a time, there lived a shoemaker. He worked very hard, but he was still so very poor. At last, he had only one piece of leather. It was just enough to make one pair of shoes. He cut the leather and put it on the table. "I will make these shoes in the morning," he said to his wife. The shoemaker and his wife went to sleep and slept peacefully through the night. In the morning, he went to his table. To his amazement, the shoes were already made. The shoemaker did not know what to think. They were the finest shoes he had ever seen. Here's a question, boys and girls. What does the author mean when she writes, to his amazement, the shoes were already made? Think about that. We just learned amazement. So what does that mean? Okay, let's continue. The same day, a rich man came into the shop. "I like these shoes very much. They are just my size," said the man. "I will pay you a higher price than usual for them." And he gave the shoemaker 2 coins. Boys and girls, I have a question. What does the rich man mean when he says, "I will pay a higher price than usual for them"? Think about that. The shoemaker used 2 coins to buy leather for 2 more pairs of shoes. He cut the leather and went to bed. In the morning, the shoemaker found 2 pairs of shoes already made. "Who is making these shoes?" said the shoemaker. "These are the best shoes I have ever seen." And this is an example of how we introduce vocabulary in open court reading. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye. For more lessons on vocabulary development and additional lessons on how to introduce vocabulary, Count on Open Court Reading with its proven research and 5-decade legacy.